If you want to improve your self-image and change the trajectory of your life, here's what you got to do. So first, you got to recognize that there's a pattern. So I'll use myself as an example. This is me 1 year ago. This is old Will. And these were his habits. And if you consciously observe your behavior or my behavior, you'll see that the results I was getting was a direct result of the way that I was doing things. And this compounds. A habit is an idea that you act on without any conscious thought. So, as you form these habits and as you keep repeating these habits, they grow stronger and stronger. And they compound, and you'll see for old Will that this made his trajectory look something like that. So how do we flip this around for old Will? Well, what you got to do is you got to make up your mind that you're going to change. Decide to change, and then you write out a description of who you want to be. So this is new Will. You write out a description of the person you want to be, the habits you want to have, and the results you want to have. And yes, you write this out in detail, and then you write out a description of the old you, all the bad habits you're doing, all the bad results you're getting, all the negativity and discontentment and anxiety, and you write all this out in detail, and then you commit to the change. You say, okay, I don't want to be old Will anymore. I want to be new Will. So then you start building these habits one at a time. It's going to take a lot of conscious effort. It's going to be really hard because this pattern of habits and thoughts are so ingrained in your brain, and like you're so used to them, and these patterns are so strong, and you got to break those at first. So you got to build these new habits one by one. It's going to be really hard. There's going to be setbacks. It's going to be disappointments. But you're not going to get strong without any struggle. So if that's what you want to do, you got to commit to doing the hard things. But every day now, I get up early. Every day I spend time in the Word. I don't smoke. I don't drink anymore. Not saying that these are prerequisites for success, but they definitely help you out. So, once you have written out your description of new Will and old Will, so this is the vision that you are seeking, and this is your anti-vision that you are going away from. Once you do that, you get emotionally involved, and you look at this description time and time again, and you read it out. Okay, I don't want to be old Will. Okay, I do want to be new Will. And you keep this thought, and you put in your heart that, okay, I'm making this change. And Solomon said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So at first it's going to take a lot of conscious effort. You're going to have to constantly make yourself think, okay, I'm going to be this new person. I'm going to develop these new habits. I'm going to start breaking my old habits. And again, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a slow process. But as you start making these changes, it compounds again, and those habits start getting ingrained, and it starts getting easier and easier. As you feed this new version of yourself, this guy starts to grow, and then this guy, he starts to die from a lack of nourishment. And I still have flashes of the old Will all the time, the guy that doesn't have confidence, the guy that doesn't keep his word to himself. What is confidence? Confidence is being able to trust yourself. So old Will couldn't trust himself because the only person that's heard every lie you've ever told is you. And old Will had broken his word to himself so many times that it was getting hard to believe a word he said. So you start making promises to yourself, and you start keeping these promises, And as you start building these habits, you know, they get ingrained in your brain, and they go from conscious ideas to habits. And as you start developing these habits, you feed the new you, the old you starts to die, and you change the trajectory of your life from, going somewhere either mediocre, average, or not good, to you start seeing this trajectory of your life, and it's not clear at first, but you start seeing that you're making progress. And I'm not coming from a place of like somebody that's up here, but I can say with confidence that I'm building these habits. And a transformation is something that happens inward, outward, starts from the inside, and then it's like explosive. Romans 12:2 says, do not be conformed by the world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So don't be conformed to what the world thinks is the typical path that you should take. Be transformed from the inside out. Hold your vision of who you want to be in your heart. Consciously think on it. Get emotionally involved. Start building these habits. They're going to be conscious ideas at first, but as you start building them, they become habits. And as you do this, you're going to see that, okay, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm on the right path.